sorry, Nolan.
What's up, everybody? For just joining us, we are doing North Carolina today. The live protests going on there. It does get out of hand. It's gonna get crazy in North Carolina. Waiting for Kristen to get on. She'll be on tonight. Trying to figure out where she is. Maybe she's in the waiting room. Shut it down. Okay. Here we go. That's right. It's gonna get crazy. At least they can know how to count, you know. I'm impressed with that. Definitely impressed with their counting. Oh, jeez. Los Angeles. It's like Los Angeles has got a protest tonight. Maybe my buddy's down there. See if we can get his feed up. No feeds yet. The goal is, how do we stop these protests? I wonder how we can stop them. Because they are so freaking annoying. I wish we could just go back to work. And I wouldn't have to indulge in this. Shut it down. Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope Delicate Flower. Where are you from? This is a state that I'm thinking about moving to. But if they're just crazy as LA, I don't even know why I'm thinking about North Carolina. Trying to get a live feed for. Is Wilmington like this? Because that's the city I'd be moving to, is Wilmington. And if so, I don't think I'm going to move there. But I am thinking about North Carolina for sure. Uh-oh. What's going on? What'd you do? What's going on?
Cedric Craig.
Phew. Wilmington's pretty chill. Yeah, keep it downtown. See you. It's their chant. Uh-oh. They're scared. Those guys are scared. Oh, man. Yeah, free Kyle. I feel like Kyle's going to be okay. Kyle, I think, will be okay. We got lawyers going. Well, I don't have lawyers. They got lawyers going down to him to help him out. The kid was 17, so was he supposed to have a weapon? No. But he did. He looked like he could have done it that night. The guy was about to shoot him in the head, and he saved himself. Definitely think that could have died. They just like, you know what? I think they just like to protest just to get out of the house and sing and dance. This is what they're all about. What are they doing? What's it doing? They're pretending that they love this movement so they don't burn their building down. Yeah, you know, the captain, there's the other side is saying that Kyle is very, he's not very gun savvy. Like he needs training. Like he was a wild guy going down there to kill everybody he could see. So they're making him out to be like this mass killer and saying that he was not formally trained on that weapon, which to me, I kind of think like he was really well trained. For sure. Is this a jail? No. This is the... I want to say the courthouse. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Let's test this. How about that? Is that too loud? Is the mic too loud? Trying to figure out this mic still. Yeah, they're calling on the John Wick. That's right. Alberto is in town. Too low. The mic is too low right now. The mic is too low. Is the mic too low right now? Is the mic too low? Do I need to get another mic? Is this a mic? Is this a shitty mic? Maybe this is a shitty mic. Should have bought this mic. Check. Seems low. It does. Check, check. All right, how about that? Is that a little louder? It's fine on my end. All right. Is this Facebook Live? This is a live stream. Yes, it is a Facebook Live stream. Secret stream. This is a stream. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. It seems... What does it say? It seems low because the live stream was loud. Yeah, I fixed it. Thank you guys for looking out for the sound. So, yeah, this is North Carolina. They are going to tear the city apart. because that's what these protesters best do, and they also like to build walls, which is interesting. It's like a natural thing to do is to build a wall around something. You know, don't you think that's kind of weird? You know, they don't want walls, but then again, when they have a chance to build a wall, they do. Or a barrier. Or something to divide. That is what they are doing. They are dividing this nation by having these protests. That's what I gotta say. Waiting for Kristen to get in here. Where is she? She's not here yet, huh? Kristen's my is the co-host of this show. Well, it's not really a show. We haven't really started the show. We are still getting all the kinks out with all the camera gear and microphones. But I wonder if my brother will pop in here. See if my brother will pop in. Oh no. That's not good. They really want to burn everything down, don't they? Burn the whole damn system down. Like, is there anyone in this chat, a BLM member or supports Black Lives Matter? Is there anyone in this chat that would like to raise their hand and admit they are Black Lives Matter and just give us your 2 cents of why that you would support a cause that seems very divisive, and its values on its website is very divisive as well, and very discouraging. So anybody here? Anybody? Everybody have a good day at work. Does anybody even have a job anymore? That's the question. Who has a job? Fucking my stupid governor has shut the entire California state down. It's very stupid. I have so many freaking cameras here. Let's see, what are you guys talking about? Craig, well, that's very possible. Snipers could solve this in 2 minutes, but do we need a mass killing? I don't think so. Look at these guys. Just animals. This is what happens when there's no laws. Burn, loot, murder. Yep, barrel. Yep. So, nobody's here from BLM. Nobody here supports BLM. Interesting. Burn it down. Right. All right, we see right here, we got this kid looks like he's 12 years old. That's good. 12 years old, throwing shit around. That's good. This is what parents are teaching their kids. It's very sad. But I bet it's freeing for him. Bacon, lettuce, murder? Okay. If that's what I think it's more. I think it's burn, loot, murder is the real definition of BLM. If you saw them last night, they were harassing the Trump supporters coming out of the White House. If the police were not there, I really believe that either Ron Paul or the opera singer would have been probably killed easily. They would have just started throwing water and then punches, and then they would all just attack and just kick the shit out of him. Yeah. Everything needs to burn down. Silence is violence. I think silence could actually solve the problem. If we didn't talk about racism, I don't think we would have a problem. I think if everyone just focused on what they want to do, achieve their goals in America, I think and be a good person and open up this fucking country. Jeez. I think that would be that's how we would solve it. I would think. Professor, you are correct. They are going to go ape shit. And that is when the Civil War could start. But I'm hoping there is no Civil War. Obviously, I don't want a Civil War. But it could happen. Yeah, definitely a Civil War. Kyle did definitely solve 3 problems, that's for sure. He's okay, Alberto? Alright, that's good to know. Dude, Kyle's going to be a hero in 2 years, guaranteed. Oh, I want to do a prediction. Prediction of the night. Please make sure you record this prediction. False flag. We're thinking it's coming. We think that they're going to try to do an attack on Kamala Harris. And that will create the 3rd big wave of racism in America. So they're going to try to pretend to assassinate her. She's not going to be in any real danger. And that's what I'm hearing. This is one prediction from my one buddy. I have to give him credit for saying it. That is what the next false flag could be, is Kamala Harris. That they're going to pretend that someone tried to assassinate her. Which no one gives a shit about her, really. So I'm going to have to call bullshit right now. Nice try, the deep state. Yep, that's the truth. What are you guys' predictions? Any predictions of the next false flag? Because we are due for one. We're definitely due for one. Or will it be in October? Just so we can create more division in America. Yeah. Shooting was the first shot fired. That's true. I wouldn't even talk about something like that. Jeremy, this is what this shit is all about, is predicting things. We're living it's 2020 now, man. Anything can happen. This is, we could do some polling. We could do some bets. Who's going to get COVID next? I mean, I think Biden is probably due for COVID. It's not like I want this to happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm just predicting this is what the deep state does. They put these false things out to America, and then we all eat it up in the news, and then another war starts. Just like BLM. Just like how George Floyd died, right? Because the cop was suppressing his neck or whatever. Don't get me wrong. It contributed to his death, I think. But he had, he was well overdosed with fentanyl. So, yeah. And he was a career criminal. And he was on Judge Judy, too. George Floyd was on Judge Judy for stealing a car and smashing it up. So I don't know. Do you want to glorify these people? I mean, the guy, even with the Jake guy, he had a knife. He was tased. That didn't faze him. Had a knife, running to his car for what? What was he running for his car? What was he going to get in his car? I mean, just think about it. If you were to tackle him, he has a knife on him. He would easily be able to stab you. What was he getting in his car? I don't know. Was it a gun in the side? Do you know how... there was a cop today that showed how fast would you have to react to someone turning around to shoot you. And it's pretty fucking fast. So you don't know what the guy's going into the car for. And all night I've been hearing these people that are doing interviews on these people, and they all saying like, oh, he came, broke up these two women, then he gently walked to his car and everything was fine. Then he walked in his car like no big deal, and then shot him 7 times. It's not like that. You got to remember, if you got to watch Shadowgate, that is one thing you need to watch, is Shadowgate. Shadowgate, and Plandemic too. You can watch that at plandemicseries.com for the second one that is out. Let's see. Is Kristen here yet? Where is she? She is not here yet. Dang. Let's see. Craig, Kyle, bad. Craig thinks Kyle is badass or bad. His own mother already condemned the violence. That's right, Beryl. Medal of Honor, okay. I mean, the professor, the economics is gone. I mean, look at their economics right now. The country is in shambles right now. You think another, like, shut everything down? Like another shutdown? Chicago Fire. This is a... Let me try to think here. This is my buddy... It's my buddy over at WNCH. They are live streamers, and they send me the feed. Very nice of them. Very nice of them. Let's see here. So, these kids are going to go home. Yep, they should go home. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, Chicago Fire. If you are a fire guy, thank you for your service. These are people that send me the feeds. Recording, not live, recording from ABC 11. I don't think so. That is not true. I think you're wrong, Dave. It's okay. That's right. It is a lag right now. It is like 20-30 minutes behind. So if he could be over right now, that is very possible. I just rather have it as clear as possible. So there you go. Yeah, Kyle, I mean, it sucks for that kid, but what do you think is going to happen? I mean, he's underage. He's 17. He wasn't supposed to have a rifle. So is he just going to get a charge just on the rifle? Carrying the rifle, another charge. So he will probably do time, correct, you think? I don't think he'll do life. I don't think he'll do even 10 years. Really? Beryl thinks he's going to walk. Wow. Yeah, it's probation for a clean record. Yep, thank you. I'm trying to find newer feeds right now. LA right now is having a protest. I'm still waiting for my buddy to get down there and send me his feed. He's still not there. Come on, man. LA is, they're having marching. Well, last night they blocked up a tunnel and then they all got arrested. Like 100 of them. Roach, you need to go down there and get your live feed. And we'll follow your feed. That'd be better. One murder, no mention of the rifle. Really? Dang. Straight to murder one, huh? Yeah, delicate flower sure is. With Tifa there, yeah. They were doing some destruction. They were building some kind of wall. He was definitely overcharged on purpose just so they would calm the protesters down, but I don't think the protesters really cared if he was charged with first degree. I think he killed 3 white guys, right? Or 2 white guys and injured another white guy. So no black people died. Interesting. Kyle get 1 hour of community service. That is very possible, but I think unlikely. 3 Jews, okay. If you want to say that. 2.5 white. Okay, one of the guys was a convicted pedophile. I don't know if you guys knew that. And the other guy was a career criminal. And he wasn't even allowed to have a gun, and he had a gun. And the other guy was another criminal, I believe. So, do we feel bad for criminals? That is the question. All right, listen, get for free Q. Listen, I don't know, man. I really don't think this one was staged. Because if it was staged, I think instead of 3 white guys, it would have been 3 black guys. And 3 black guys would have made the riots maybe more intense. Because that would be the agenda of the left. If it was staged. That's right. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's right, Jessica. Thank you. Nothing of value call out lost. That's right. Kyle made 2 good comments. Yeah. Let's see. Where is Kristen? She's not here yet. Really, Rob C thinks Kyle's going to prison for life. I don't think so. There's so much evidence, video evidence, of him being attacked. He was attacked the first time. My buddy was actually down there. The guy, Slightly Offensive, he was down there, and he's got the full report on his YouTube channel. That is just came out. That he followed the whole event. So if you want to know the whole story, go to Slightly Offensive on YouTube. Yeah. It was definitely self-defense. I'm just waiting for my co-host to get in here. I don't know what's taking her so long. You know how women are. They take forever. I bet she's trying to get all dialed up right now. So the guys in here are all gonna just, I don't know, fall in love with her maybe. Yeah, I don't. What does anyone know? What caliper? What caliper that he shot the guy that blew half of his or a chunk of his arm off? That was huge. Like, can a .40 caliber do that? Can a 9mm do that? I don't know much about guns because I'm just starting the gun game now. So okay, you guys, a 223. I've seen a 223. Now that's obviously bigger than a 45. Am I right? Is that like the next level of? Yeah, it definitely was an AR. Hollow point, okay. A 5.5. So, is it bigger than a 45? Like I don't know. Like I don't know the terminology. So is it bigger than a 45? Yeah, I know it's a pistol, but I'm talking about caliper. 223. So what's a bigger round? What's a bigger round? 223 or a 40? Larger than a 22. Oh, it's not bigger than a 45, so it's smaller. 40 is way too large. So you're saying this 223 little bullet, this little bullet, it can destroy your fucking arm like crazy? That's crazy. That is crazy. It looks like Kristen is in the house.
What's up, guys?
What is up? Kristen, we got a lot of people in here talking, chit-chatting in here.
Yeah?
We're talking about Kyle. Is he a hero or not a hero?
And what's the general consensus?
Everyone supports Kyle.
Well, yeah, he was defending himself.
He was defending himself.
So there's really nothing else to say. He was defending himself.
That's right. He was defending himself. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's really sad what's going on. I mean, that's just a marker for the rest of the world that tries to defend themselves.
Yep. Sure is.
I can't see the chat.
You can't see the chat, so I need to share the screen with you. No, you need to go look on your own, right?
Why can't you just share it?
Because right now, what are you looking at right now?
Your ugly face.
What a jerk. So how did you do it before? Because usually I just share the screen with you.
Yeah, hold on.
I fucking hate this suit. I really do. Alright, so. Record, no. Participants, no. How do I share
I
that?
just read an unbelievable article in the Epic Times. Take a look. It's an investigation into the mysterious origins of the current
All right. Hey, Beryl, what's going on?
Got a whole crew in here.
Yeah, we do. Hey, guys. Yeah.
Multiple.
So, what, now I can't see you. Did you, where'd you go? Oh, you're up at the top now.
Relax. I'm trying to sort everything out with this shit. You should be able to see.
Yeah.
There you go. So, Kristen, what is going on? We were wondering where you were for the longest time. Were you doing your, were you getting ready or something? What were you doing?
Definitely wasn't getting ready. I'm not wearing any makeup, and I look like I'm tired.
I told everybody you were probably definitely getting your makeup done.
Definitely not. I'm not a really big makeup person, but no, I was actually running errands, and I was in my car when you text. Yeah.
So tell us what you're picking up tomorrow.
My FMK.
Yeah, welcome to the NRA, right? Or the gun club.
The gun club.
Kristen has finally got her gun. This is the gun I've been talking about the last few nights. I'm thinking about getting this gun that she got.
Yeah,
but
nice gun.
I want to try
it in.
I definitely want to try it out. FMK, the second generation, right?
Yeah, the Patriot.
The Patriot gun.
Yep.
Made by vets, right?
Yeah.
9mm.
The Armed Forces, made by the
Oh.
Armed Forces. 9mm. Yep.
That's right. Are you going to carry it all the time?
I mean, I don't think all the time, but I definitely will be carrying. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Especially as we move closer to the election. It's getting chaotic out there, so it's definitely, worth having on you in case you are in a situation where you have to defend yourself.
Alberto, you're way better than this guy. So tell me, what do you think about this Kyle situation? He killed 2 guys, injured the other guy. Do you think he's going to do time?
I don't, and I think the reason why is because that is going to be what propels everybody killing each other in this country. And I also think that George Floyd's cops are going to get off. I think the whole purpose of all of these things and why the mainstream media picks it up and really just politicizes and sensationalizes it so much is because it is being used to incite war, civil war.
So you think there's going to be a war when? In November after the election? Or you think another false flag is going to happen?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think there's going to be a lot that happens leading up to the election. I think the election probably will be stalled because of it. I think it's going to be so chaotic that I think people are going to be afraid to vote. I mean, just even with what was happening at the RNC, you saw how all the people were heckling people coming out and stuff. So people are actually older people, elderly people are definitely,
No, that was disgusting last night. And they probably could have killed like Ron Paul, the opera singer. They spit on the opera singer.
right.
It was pretty bad. But did you hear what Alan's prediction was?
Alan, crazy Alan?
Yeah, not don't call him crazy. Yeah, but crazy. Yeah.
Your friend Alan?
Yes, my friend Alan. Did you hear his prediction? His false
No.
flag. He said that Kamala Harris, they're gonna do a false flag on her, saying that she was almost gonna be assassinated, and it's all gonna be create another race war because she's dark skinned, but she's not black. And they're going to create a whole race war because someone's going to pretend to assassinate her, and it's going to be the big next false flag. What do you think of that one? That's a good prediction.
No, I don't think it's true at all.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Alan also told us we were going to have 10 days of darkness in April, and then
Well,
April came and went.
you have to add 3 or 4 months plus 6
And
hours.
then it would happen in May, and didn't
I
happen
think
either.
I think the 10-day or 3-day darkness will happen before or after the election. It's going to be close to the election. Or after the election, the day after, November 4th.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how much I believe about this 10-day of darkness stuff.
Well, it's very possible, and I don't know. It would affect the left too, so I don't know if they would want to do that to themselves.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. I mean, but the left loves to suffer, so it's like they love to suffer. Like
They
they
like to be the victim.
They like to be the victim. They're love to have their masks on and think their due diligence to each other and virtue signaling and all that. So they're all about like oh, if I have to give up my gun, oh well. Oh, if I gotta wear this mask and I can't breathe, oh well, it's so that my neighbor likes me.
I know.
They love to suffer, so I don't know.
Did you hear about George Floyd's fundraiser thing?
What do you mean?
His fundraiser? You know how George Floyd had like he had a GoFundMe account. Oh shit, that guy's got a gun. He had a $14 million fundraiser,
Yeah.
and he took it down the day before they released the
Toxicology.
Yeah. And as soon as they released info about him being on fentanyl and all that, he shut it down, and it had 14 million in it.
How did he shut it down? He's dead.
No, George Floyd's brother.
Oh.
He's the one collecting the money. So I don't know. Maybe George Floyd had a lot of bills. Maybe that's what all the money's going to.
Where's all the Black Lives Matter money going to?
Oh, but Joe Biden. 'Cause who would donate to that campaign? You would have to be a complete moron to donate to the Joe Biden campaign.
That's why they made up Black Lives,
They have to have fake things to fucking fund their campaign. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't understand, like, why don't the celebrities just fund that? I mean, they're the ones pushing all their agendas.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they just fund it?
Yeah, I mean, no, they would come out of their own pockets. I don't think they would want to do that.
They can't figure out how to write it off?
I'm sure they know how, but that's not how it works. They don't want to use their own money to fund their crap.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the Jake guy, the guy that got shot 7 times? This is the story that the left says, that he was going to this house to break up a dispute, and he was just there to be, an all-American, to break up a fight, and he gets shot in the back 7 times. What do you think about that story? Because that is the story that they're saying during these protests.
I think we still need time. I think that we're all there's just a lot of information coming through, and a lot of it is coming from the media. So.
Wait, you don't know the full story?
What?
You don't know the full story?
Yeah, I know the full story, but it changes. There's already been holes in it, and it's already changed like 7 times. So.
Well, isn't the story? He definitely had a knife. He definitely was tased.
Well, yeah, he was definitely tased. The knife part, I'm not quite sure about yet.
They zoomed in on his hands when he was walking around the car, and he had a knife.
Yeah.
Why would they tackle someone with a knife? Would you tackle somebody with a knife from behind?
Absolutely not. I mean, unless if you are trained in like tactical, these
don't matter. You put his arm around his neck.
There is. I mean, you have to be able to tackle people that are carrying weapons and whatnot. So people do.
Nobody would tackle somebody with a knife.
Well.
Are you kidding?
I mean, those people wouldn't, but there are people.
No cop would. I don't think a cop would. Think about it. If you had a knife, someone tackled you, the first thing you're going to do is stab their arm or stab whatever you can possibly do.
Yeah, but you're able to. I mean, if you're able to pummel someone to the ground and knock the knife out of their hand, like there is fighting mechanisms in order to kick a weapon out of someone's hand or scare them. Like there is ways around it. It's not like nobody would tackle someone with the knife.
Wait a minute. What fucking side are you on? It seems like you're on the left.
Yeah,
defending this guy.
For sure.
No, but seriously, if you watch the video, he's holding the knife in front of him.
Yeah,
and
I know.
He goes to his car for what?
Let's pull up the video and I'll show you. Pull up the video.
My issue is.
Oh my goodness gracious! Big balls of fire.
Nobody's name that's on that money.
Curtis says no, Kristen.
Yeah.
Who's right, Kristen or me? Dang.
I'm just saying, like, objectively, do I think someone would tackle someone with a knife in their hand? I mean,
it bothers me.
You can't rule it out 100% no. But let's look at the video.
We are going to look at this video.
Also, we don't have all of the video, by the way. We don't have all angles. We just have what's being released.
True.
You know?
True. No.
So that's exactly like what happened with George Floyd. Like we all jumped to conclusions, right? Because we saw the clip of him on the ground, and like the people around saying, you're on his neck, blah, 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 and all this crazy stuff. But like we didn't see the before. We didn't see the the arrest that happened, when he was out of the car before he even, when they tried to get him in the car and all that. We didn't see him in the store. We didn't. There's so many things that are missing, guys. So we have to like give it a beat. Like
Here's the footage.
that. Pull it out. Wait.
Alright, I was trying to pause it to.
By the way, there's no sound on it.
I hear sound.
I don't hear sound.
All right, you know what I just thought of? You just made this video, you just demonetized and restricted this chat today.
Who did?
By playing this video.
Why?
Because by playing this video,
Okay, put the sound on.
there's his knife right here, in his hand. Do you see that?
Okay, but okay.
This is the knife. This is the knife in here.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Now, he goes to his car. I mean, he could have easily grabbed something and turn around and shoot the cop. Why do you think they shot him?
Well, listen. Like I said, the theories are going to start rolling in within the next week. It could have been, first of all, we don't know anything about these cops. How do we know these cops aren't plants? And their story, like it's the same thing that happened to George Floyd. We don't know. I mean, no one knew Derek Chauvin, whatever the cop whose knee was on his neck. His neighbor didn't even know he was a cop. How is that possible? So let's pull up who these cops are. Like, we need to look at it from all angles. We can't just be like, why would they shoot him from the back? Like they could very easily not be two cops.
Not Kristen, like Beryl said, not everything's a conspiracy. This is probably a real incident.
We thought the same thing about George Floyd.
George Floyd.
I didn't.
What?
But everyone else did.
Wait, that's a real incident. He died. He overdosed on fentanyl. It was just the narrative was wrong.
A lot of things that they thought it was, and it wasn't. So the footage of George Floyd when he actually was arrested doesn't even match any of the footage that when he was on the ground. They're two totally different scenarios. Like, no one talks about that footage. And the body cam footage was completely different. So there's just, I don't know, like there's things that we need some more time.
Okay, all right, example, look at this cop right here. Look at how he's holding the gun. Would a cop hold a gun like that? Oh, maybe he's got another thing in his hand.
Wait, I can't see. Okay, yeah.
Would a cop hold his gun like that? Sideways?
No, here's the thing. The two policemen, either it was their first day on the job or they had never been in a situation like this. Look at their behaviors. They're not acting like cops at all. It looks like they're like, watch their behavior.
Yeah.
She's holding the gun. Do you see that female cop?
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes in this where I'm like, okay, are those even real cops? Now look at this right here. Look at this right here. This is very interesting.
Are you gonna share the screen?
I can't. You're sharing the screen. We can't do it at the same time.
You just go to share and just replace me. Just try it. Just go to share.
So can you rewind it about 20 seconds?
The video is less than 20 seconds. Where do you want to go to? Where he's walking around?
Yeah. So do it again. Okay. So can we zoom out of this so we can actually get a little bit clearer picture with everyone around?
No.
Okay. So wait there. Wait. Pause. So let me ask you something. Why does this cop have his gun drawn?
Do we know if that's a gun?
Well, okay. Well, he's got it pointed like a gun. That's not a taser.
Okay.
That's a gun.
Okay.
Okay. That's not. If he had a taser, he would actually be closer, right? Because you're supposed to shoot from far away. You can't be on top of somebody and shoot them, right?
Okay.
And so, and the guy has his back turned. So we know, isn't it a rule that you can't shoot somebody in the back? Right?
Right.
Okay. So, okay, now watch real slowly. So now look at everyone to the left. Look at everyone to the left. Look at everyone's reactions. He's got a gun to the guy's back, and he's probably, I'd say, 3 feet away from him. Look at the guy. Now look at the cop behind him. What is he doing?
Nothing. Why would they just let him casually walk to the car?
This is my point. Why was the gun drawn at his back on the other side of the vehicle?
Because he had a knife.
Well, let me ask you something. If he had a knife, where was the cop's reaction about telling him to drop the weapon?
Well, we don't know what he was saying.
Well, that's where I'm talking about. We need the audio, right?
Well, yeah.
So-
What do you think this guy's going to say when he
There's
wakes
other
up?
People that have footage on their phones that were why you got this footage to begin with. Where is the talk between the police officer and him right here? The only reason why he would have his gun drawn is because he asked him to drop the weapon and he didn't. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
the
Did he
cop-
have a weapon?
The cop's yelling at him, drop the weapon.
Okay, so is he yelling that?
Yeah, the cop is.
Okay, turn it up. Let's listen.
Ready?
I can't hear anything.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now, did you see both of his hands go down? Kyle's hands go down. Did you see that?
Yeah.
If he had a knife, how did that happen?
He's got a knife.
Okay, but go back.
I'll show you where the knife is.
Watch his hands.
Somebody did a.
Look at him pull both of his shorts up, right? How was he holding onto the knife the whole time?
You can pull your shorts up holding a knife. Don't give me like.
Look it.
Look at that right there. There's the knife. This is where they zoomed in. You're telling me that's his thumb? No, that's a knife.
I don't see a knife. I mean, I need an actual
That's
pen.
a knife, and it's a hook. It's some kind of hook knife. Some weird hook knife. But anyways, you know, George Floyd was on Judge Judy. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
I sent you the footage.
So, okay. Where did they tase him twice? Where's the video of that?
Second angle. CNN put it out, I believe. Let's see. Let me find it real quick. What's this guy's name? Jake.
Jake, yeah.
Jake what?
Jabner or something?
Was it Jab?
Is it-
Jake shooting.
Not Kyle. I was thinking of the kid with the rifle. Jacob, Jab. No, it's
Yeah, I got it.
You got. How do you spell his last name? Blake. Who's the other? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
We have our live shot.
Jacob Blake.
Yeah. Jacob Blake. How would you with an E? Probably with an E.
No, Blake.
Yeah. All right. Dang, man, this is all restricted shit. All right. up the footage. Here we go. Oh, that's not it. All right. So I'm going to share the screen with you. Bam. Do you see it? You must see it. Right?
Yeah.
You see it?
Now
This
so.
this is the back angle.
Yeah. Where's the sound?
Relax with the sound.
Well, I need to
All right, let me start it over.
So that's where he was tased.
Yep, that's where he's attacked.
Can I ask you something? Do you think he had the gun in his hand when he was tased?
No, I don't think he... Who has a gun?
I'm sorry, the knife. The knife.
Yeah.
Do you think... So when he got tased, did he have the gun or the knife in his hand?
He had to have.
Okay. So he was tased twice and he didn't drop the knife?
Right.
Yes or no?
He was tased.
Okay. Should we try this out? Should we try to tase someone twice and see if they can hold on to a knife enough to get up and walk?
Well, time out. You're not understanding. The tasing didn't affect him.
Well, that's a first.
Well, no, that's not first. It happens. They can
Twice? How did he get tased twice?
Well, I don't know if he was tased twice.
On the ground. That's what I'm saying. I go back and look at him. He's on the ground, on the tire in the back of his car. He's on the back tire.
This footage is actually clear. See, he has a knife. See, there's something in his left hand.
Yeah.
You're telling me that's not... Right there, see it?
I didn't say that it wasn't. I'm asking.
Look at his shirt.
How was he still able to have a knife in his hand after he got tased twice and he was on the ground?
This is not...
Hey, I'm right here.
Look
We're
at...
just trying to get to a safe location here because their curfew just took effect and we're seeing
Okay,
police take
nothing going on there. Look at what is in his hand.
position.
See what's in his hand?
Yeah, I'm asking. Oh, sure. What is the point of all this? So I like, what exactly?
So we're just trying to justify the shooting. That's all.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
I just don't understand
gonna
how
be
he
straight
has
live.
like. There's certain things in it I don't understand how it happened.
And if
That's
they
what
wanna ask
was
me
I'm
any
trying.
questions
I'm not
about
like contesting that. What I'm saying is like, there were times where he's on the ground in the back. How did he have a knife in his hand the whole time? Is what I'm asking you. Like, it's a very simple question.
I don't
Go
see what...
back.
Listen, he's attacked. He's being tased.
Let's go back to when he's on the other side of the car.
All right, there he is.
Okay.
So he looks like
Ground.
he's behind the van.
He's on the ground. He's on the ground.
Okay, so he...
Pause. He's on the ground. You've got how many people around him?
2.
2. He's been tased how many times?
Twice.
Explain to me how he was able to get up with his knife and slowly walk away to the front.
Because it didn't affect him.
Okay, all right.
Sometimes it can happen. Like they can. It's like this. They shoot and then one prong.
I understand. I want to know how that happened. I've never seen somebody.
People, yeah. It's people saying, look at the chat. Look at the chat. People are strong. People can handle a tase.
You are bogus.
All right, they're fighting with him.
Get back! And walk around the vehicle with his knife.
There's his knife in his hand. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
I mean.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Unbelievable.
He picked up the knife when he stood up.
Yeah, I mean, like.
I guess so.
we're gonna get a report update here.
Where's the body cam footage from the cops?
No, listen, we can't show the body cam footage until we have 5 riots for the next 3 weeks. Every single day, we need a riot. That's the purpose of these things. So, moving on, what are your thoughts on the situation about Joe Biden? Why is he going to take 10 days off?
I don't care about.
You don't
Joe
care? Okay, that's fair. Sarah, did you watch Trump last night?
Sarah? Who's Sarah?
Did you watch Trump last night?
No.
You didn't watch the final event last night?
No.
Wow, you're really not a Trump supporter, are you?
I just didn't watch it.
Okay.
I was out in Wildwood till late. I haven't watched it yet. How
So-
was it? Why don't you comment on it?
I thought it.
Ask Kristen a million questions.
Well, I want to get your opinion on it. I have an opinion on it.
Why don't you comment on it?
Well, I thought it.
Ask Kristen a million questions.
Hey, can you mute your?
Yeah, I did. Why don't you talk about what you think about it?
Well, last night was fine. It wasn't like exciting. It wasn't off the cuff. It was a 2-hour speech. It was long. It was pretty much just all his talking points, which are fine. Pretty much bashes Joe Biden. But I think the rally that he had today was way better. I haven't finished that rally, but it was really good. 3/4 all the way in.
Oh, I missed a lot.
So there was one today, yeah. And when Joe Biden had his DNC thing, he said he was going to take 10 days off and not do anything. And you got Trump, doing a rally the next day. So
Right.
it just shows how much power our president has. Why do you think that Trump is not opening up America with an executive order or something?
Why is what?
Why can't Trump open up California? Why can't he open up Democratic states?
Well, because the states, it's up to the governors. That's what separation of Fed and state is.
So you don't think this is a political thing? You don't think this is like, hey, look at the Democrat states, they're burning, they're shitty, they won't even open, why would you vote for them? And then in November 4th, he's going to open them all up if he wins. He's just going to bring in the National Guard regardless if the governor doesn't
Yeah, I
even
mean, there
want it.
definitely needs to be martial law, but as far as opening businesses, it's not up to him. Businesses that are in each state go by state legislation. It has the federal government can't get involved. That's the separation. However, like if the state government is inflict harm or like taking away constitutional infringing on rights, stuff like that, then they can get involved, which it is happening. But
Yeah, but we can't work because of our governor, and this
Right.
pandemic is 100% curable. What the fuck? And if
Well,
Trump
if-
knows that,
if the president were to supersede the states, that's dictatorship. So that's why he can't.
okay,
And that's why the governors are doing what they're doing, because they know he can't.
okay,
so-
but at the RNC, nobody had barely any mask. There was no social distancing.
That's
Wouldn't-
correct.
Wouldn't the liberals watch that and be like, hey, they look like they know something that we don't because we're over here stuck in our homes.
No, because the liberals are brainwashed that without the mask, that they're not exuding virtue signaling them. And therefore that by not doing that, so the liberals look at not wearing a mask is why they're not working. So they just look at all of those people and with great disdain, because they're like, you're the reason why I'm at home and I'm not working, and I have to wear my mask. Why can't you wear yours? I want to work and now I can't because you're not wearing. Like their logic is completely like, I mean, it's fantasy land. They make shit up just so they can justify why it is that they're submitting, because their brain, believe it or not, is fighting it. Like the natural brain, like is like, wait a minute, like why, like, I can't breathe, like, this is not normal, like, your brain's fighting it. The liberals, because it is a mental disorder, like, are constantly having to justify. So when they see someone without a mask,
warned you that they were gonna ask me a question.
something does go off in their brain. You are right. They're like, wait a minute, what do you know that I don't? And what that's met with is obviously the contention, right?
Ugh.
It's like they get angry and they blame you know, the other side, that you're the reason why I can't go to work because you won't wear your mask. So they have to justify their logic as to why they're submitting to these authoritarian measures, these Marxist rules, instead of saying, you know, and that's because the governors and the mainstream media and all that are perpetuating that, you know, the propagation that's behind all of that. You know, it's the mainstream media that infected their brain to begin with.
Right.
I
No,
think-
but you know, in the chat, Beryl says, you know, could mass be the mark of the beast? I think the mass is just a test for the people to see if they will follow along.
Here's the thing about the mark of the beast. Since civilization, there's been so many times that humans have thought certain things were the mark of the beast, right? They thought it in Nazi Germany, the swastika, the tattoo. I mean, they've thought it so many times before. According to the Bible, where the mark of the beast is talked about in the Revelation, there has to be things that happen before the mark of the beast comes. The timeline of that stuff is a little, we don't really know.
Well, we would be gone as the rapture.
The rapture would happen before the mark of the beast, correct. The mark of the beast would be in the time of the 7-year tribulation, the Antichrist, the false prophet. But that doesn't mean that we aren't in the stages of it. That doesn't mean that we haven't been in the stages of it for the last 200 years. Remember, God's timing, the Bible's timing is different than our timing. So it could very well be the start of the mark of the beast. I mean, if you think about it, the way that people have been conditioned overnight around the entire world to masks, that behavior shows me it's a setup for the mark of the beast. Because the mark of the beast isn't just going to be America or Europe. It's going to be everybody. So I would say the mask is definitely leading up to it. Probably the vaccine, the mandated vaccine,
Right.
or which will then lead to the microchip, which will be your ID. And it does specifically say it's on your right hand or on your forehead or whatever, your head.
But everyone's thinking that the vaccine could be it.
It very well could be. I mean, you're not gonna, if you think about it, you know, what'll happen is they talk about before Antichrist comes and stuff is a cashless society. So it would make sense why you would have a chip, because there won't be any transactions, right? It'll just be, everything will be digitized. So in order to do that, if you had a vaccine ID, then everyone's record is, you know, and then it's a very seamless transition to a chip, right? You walk someplace and you just swipe if you've been vaccinated or not. So all of these things I think are part of the plan for sure. The fact that everybody overnight succumbed to it, I mean, it's such a short amount of time, is across the entire world. That's a pretty good indication that we're well on our way. Because that's never happened, ever.
Right. No,
And the Antichrist will bring the world together. And the other way to do that is if everyone's on the same page. So, skin stamp vaccine, yeah. Communists who support Castro called Trump a communist agent. I adopted my last pup from the rescue shelter and he was chipped with RFID. Yeah, chip has been around for a while. Pets, that's where they tested him on, was pets. Microchipping. Microchipping is not anything new. It's just the forced, where you won't be able to be in society without it. That's what we're talking about. But there are people that have been microchipped in other countries and have been living with it for a while. And animals have been microchipped. Yeah, I mean, there's chips in our credit cards, our cars, our computers, our phones. Everything is chipped. It's when everybody's chipped, that's a different story. Can't do that here. Can't do what here? Don't get chipped. Well, you might not have a choice.
Like, stay up,
No,
you know,
if
right?
the chipping, I don't think we're gonna live through the chipping.
Did you think we'd all be living through masks?
I don't wear a mask. I will wear a mask in the store if I have to, but that's it.
That's because your freedom isn't 100% restricted yet. But
Well, I mean,
no mask, no service. So
well, for them, it's they need to wear a mask or they can't be open.
right.
So they're
So,
just.
You ever think that you were going to be alive for you can't open if you don't have masks?
No, but if the thing is, Ricardo, thank you, brother.
Thanks, Ricardo.
Ricardo, how do you pronounce that? Ruiz?
Rio.
Rio. No, did I think I was gonna be living with in this world with a mask? No, but if it was a real pandemic, yes, I don't care for the 2 weeks to slow the curve, but I did it for 2 weeks, and it's a pandemic. Now I know it's a fraudulent pandemic, for sure.
So when you were told to wear a mask to slow the curve,
I mean, I really didn't care. I'm
was there any evidence that that was the answer, like for you, or did you just do what you were told?
I was doing it just so I could be on the plane because I was flying during this time. I was doing it just so I could. Listen, there's no. I wouldn't wear a mask outside even if it was mandatory. I was only doing it in certain situations where I had to. Like, you probably wear a mask when you go to the store.
So my point is that, did you think you'd be living through a time like that?
No.
So then
No.
what makes you think you're not going to be living through a time with mandated vaccines?
Because that's putting something in your body. It's more extreme than wearing a mask.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it's just saying, like, wear a glove. It's not that big of a deal. I can easily do it. It's not a big deal at all. But injecting poison in me, that's a big deal.
but if you can't go to the store and get food without it, what are you going to do?
Then that's the mark of the beast.
Well,
Then I rebel. Then we go off have our own plantation, and we grow our own food, have our own electricity, and stay off the grid. That's the solution.
that's not going to happen.
That's why we need to be millionaires in the next year.
The New World Order, honey, is not like.
That's why we need. That's why everybody needs to bank on money, become a millionaire, and live off the fucking grid. These protesters, losers. All right, let's go in the chat.
Yeah.
What do we got? What's going on, guys? Oh, Ricardo. Another 5-banger. Thank you, brother.
Ricardo.
Thank you. Was that a tip in Kristen's side thing? Like a dancer, you know? Understand? That joke, right? Life is temporary, Alberto. Alberto's my guy right now, man. D-man. D-man. We got a long day tomorrow, Alberto. But it'll be fun.
Yes, Stephen, you're right. The petrodollar, but they're trying to collapse the central bank system. I don't know how that's happening, but
You know what was really weird? I went to the pot shop today to get some pot for somebody, and they had plenty of change, which was really weird.
Yeah.
So how do they have plenty of change, but the local liquor store is running out of change? How does the pot store have plenty of change and not the local liquor store or convenience store or 7-Eleven or whatever? I thought that was weird. Uh-oh.
What?
This mic holder looks like it was drooping on me. Yeah, I got your mic here. Ready to go. Works.
Awesome.
Oh, so when I tested this mic, I had to get my mixer out to get it to work. So it was like another $200.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, I don't. I think it's gonna get real interesting real quick.
Well, October is going to be crazy for sure. September is going to get maybe, I don't know, something's going to happen in September. Definitely around September 11th, September 9th.
What is Alpha Man saying? Guys, report their message. Who's sponsoring by one click? It's extremely important, including their Facebook, Twitter. Pass it on. What are they talking about?
Guys, report their message. Who is sponsoring terrorism by one click? It's extremely important, including their Facebook, Twitter. Who's sponsoring terrorism?
Yeah, what are you guys talking about?
Alpha Man. Don't we know Alpha Man?
No.
Terrorism Tucker response. 17-year-old right-wing terrorist murder. Oh, he's a BLM guy, I guess. That's okay.
Wait, where is he? I don't. What just happened? What is he saying?
He says, guys, rioters are showing anger at their terrorism, but Tucker was sponsoring the 17-year-old right-wing terrorist who murdered 2 unarmed people. Guys, report their message who are sponsoring terrorism by one click. It's extremely important, including their ethic. See, this is how people try to silence people for free thinking. Like, we're just people talking and discussing what happened with Kyle. We're discussing what happened with these people that got murdered. We're not, why can't we openly think? This is how they silence people. People like him on, going through people's chat.
Why don't we just block these people? We just block
Because we're people that, all right, well, how do we, hi, there we go. Done. Bye.
I'm very, yeah. Can you?
How do I put user? How do I ban them? Can I just ban them?
This girl's view. Who's Christopher Lee? This girl's views are so invalid. What? Block.
What? Who?
Christopher Lee. Block.
Why? What did Christopher Lee say? Listen, well, it's fine if we get some trolls in here. I enjoy trolls. I really do. They're the ones that we're trying to open their mind because they're so close-minded and
I'm not trying to open any trolls' mind. I'd rather them suffer.
No, we can't have them suffer. We need that. We need more people on our side because if they keep sleeping and keep drinking the adrenochrome, they are still going to
Block. I'd rather talk to people that actually have something to say. Except troll.
Christopher Lee. Well, she hasn't said anything. Or he, or whatever. They, them.
No, block. Katie 2020's in. This is. I want to listen to Kate because they're always saying the right thing. Yes, Christopher Lee got a shout out. Block. Troll. Block and Jess. I want to just talk to people that actually bring to the table.
Yeah, he's gone. Trump train choo choo. Okay, we got.
Riley. What do they keep saying, Riley?
Riley's over. Guys, this is DC, San Jose, California, Washington DC, Omaha, and Portland.
Katie 2020, hello.
Katie 2020's here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Hey,
Wait, is it a girl or a guy? I'm sorry, I forgot.
KD.
He was a guy, but I don't. Is it Katie like a girl or is it, Katie? Are you a girl or a guy?
Sorry, I gotta get rid of.
Train choo choo because they just keep running.
Yeah, I got rid of them.
I can't.
I don't like getting rid of people. This is stupid.
Hi, Katie. Are you a girl, male or female? Sorry.
My bet is KD 2020 is a dude. My bet.
Probably.
KD 2020 is a dude. Rip Trump train. What are you talking about? Oh, that guy.
Libertarian nationalist block. Non-binary JC. Girl, $5. Ricardo.
Ricardo Rios.
Identifies as U.S.
KD, where'd he go? Yeah, it looks like you can do a timeout or you can do hide user on this channel, but how do you ban someone?
Thank you, Steven. Lady on a block rage, KS. Hi, KS. Katie plays COD. What? KD equals KS.
Lady
What?
on block rage.
I'm lost. Anyways, yes, I wanted to add to their comment about getting us into a cashless system because that's been on the agenda for a long time and it's happening. So,
Well, I don't know. The pot shops seem like they were pretty full of change.
yeah, it's up to the businesses right now, and a lot of businesses are not accepting cash. So, it's the start, and
Wait.
it's happening.
Do you think it's going to stop? Because the pandemic can't be forever.
The pandemic won't be forever. It'll be something else. So it will be, it will be a whole different new system.
That's
That-
true.
Because everybody was infected in their brain with COVID.
Right.
They will follow the orders to get back to some sort of normalcy in their life, but life will never be normal in the way it was. So, but the closer you want to get to it, the more you have to sacrifice. Really.
It's true. But, instead of change, they could just round it up or round it down to the nearest dollar. And you wouldn't have to deal with any change. You would just deal with dollars. So I know pot shops are all cash business, but they still could do that.
The pandemic will last until shortly after the U.S. election. Well, yeah, but it'll be something else. It'll be the pandemic continued. It just won't.
If Trump wins, he's going to take over America and fix it in 45 minutes with the National Guard. He's got to. He has to.
Yeah. The problem.
He's not going to do anything now. He just wants those cities to burn right now. To show that this is what it's like to live in a democratic state. It's a shithole.
The problem is that the Democrats blame him. They don't blame their governor. They think their governor has their best interests. So in order to, you realize that him doing martial law is just going to.
Well, regardless of what he does, it's going to look either way. It doesn't matter. He loses either way.
This is true.
Legalize weed, Space Daddy. I guess. I mean, I'm not really into it. I bought it for something else. Doing my laundry is going to suck now. I guess so, Alberto.
No, it'll all be from your phone.
Trump might open the U.S. and hopefully when he gets reelected. Yeah, that's true.
Is everyone pretty pro Trump in this chat?
Hopefully, I got rid of the 2 fakers.
Jason Weishaupt. They said Clinton and Bush Jr. would not leave either. What do you mean? Wouldn't leave?
KD 2020. Stephanie's a dude. What is K talk? What are you talking about? JCB Jr. Okay.
Pro
Or-
style. Economic depression, then World War III. We are in World War III. World War III is all digital. We are in World War III. The days of fighting with tanks and bombs are over.
It's almost like, should we go back to that?
No, you can't. Technology, which is in the Bible as well. The age of technology is what changed everything. Now you don't
So,
need stuff. Now everything is with the touch of a button.
5G.
And with your in 5G and your phone and your computers and everything is being controlled by technology now.
Yeah.
So I think if you're thinking about wars, I think the next war will be over water.
Yeah. Lala, what are you talking about? I watched this already? What does that mean?
He says that Beirut blast in a major city in the U.S. Yeah, I mean, listen, anything's possible, but 5G is a military weapon. We building robot dogs and drones for nothing. Exactly. I mean, literally, every time I see that one little robot that goes down the street and delivers your food, have you seen around, Jess?
No, I believe they're in Santa Monica, aren't they?
They're literally all over. They're like,
Or near you?
yeah, they're like these little motorized vehicles that are like,
You haven't sent us a video of them.
Yes, I did. I did send it a video. I literally thought, so it is controlled by a human from like a distance.
Oh, it's not a little person in the robot thing?
Oh, but I will tell you that I think the future of them is like they're testing it out and how they respond. Like it'll just like go down the street and then at a curb where it crosses the street, it stops.
Yeah.
And it gauges if there's cars coming. And then they test it like when a car comes up and it stops on its own. So,
I mean, what about assholes that are just going to beat the shit out of them? And we're going to have laws against robots.
I don't know, to be
'Cause
honest.
you know that's going to happen. Everybody's going to want to smash up a robot.
Well,
Well, you know, the rioters and the looters.
right. I'm not sure.
I'm sure it's going to, people want to beat them up. And then we're going to have laws against robots. And robots will have lives too. So Robot Lives Matter will be a thing in 2050. I guarantee it. Robot Lives Matter. That's right, Don.
Well, we're definitely being taken over by
Yes.
a robot.
You know, what's his name that's making the Neuralink Tesla? What's his name? What's that guy's name? Tesla guy.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk just was releasing or showing the Neuralink on today. He showed something on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's supposed to help people be able to walk, see. Alzheimer's, help you with Alzheimer's. I don't know. And then in 10 years, we will all want the Neuralink. And join our body to the cyber world and be super smart, or just have Google in your head controlling you. Google would be controlling your thoughts, Kristen, with Neuralink, if you think about it, because it accesses the internet. You know what I'm saying? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm talking on my phone right now.
Well, we're talking on here right now. The fuck?
They just said American Airlines is suspending a ton of flights.
Really?
Yeah, you know, the theory is that they're going to get rid of all domestic and international airlines, and there's only going to be one domestic, one international.
What? Well, with what? One brand?
Yep.
Like one airline? Well, that's fine, right?
One world government, one airline, domestic.
One price. So prices won't be cheap. Then then they control where you go.
There, exactly.
Who do you think is calling the shots from the core? The devil?
Yeah, Satan.
Satan is telling these 7 companies that worship him. He's the one saying he's planning everything out. The spirit, this devil motherfucker.
It's his plan.
Well, at least maybe it'll be Trump Airlines. Wouldn't that be interesting?
I don't know. This is just all so.
You know, I'm going to 2 protests tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow?
Getting my gun.
Ooh, you gonna shoot? Are you gonna try to like rob a 7-Eleven or something? Like test it out, see if people think it's real.
Yeah.
No. Are you going to the gun range tomorrow? You wanna go? You wanna go Sunday?
No, I have a birthday Sunday.
All day?
Yeah. Whoever wants Epstein gone. I think Epstein's alive.
Yeah, I think Epstein's alive. I mean, he had like probably 100 million in cash that he could have gave that to anybody to free him anywhere.
Why don't you talk to some of these people in the chat? They're talking a lot about AI and stuff. Yes, Jason, the Matrix. We are living in the Matrix, that's for sure.
Well, you were talking about the airlines, and who said that? Who said that about the airlines? That we're gonna have one airline? Who's saying that?
80-20-20 said they are flying the Japan flying car.
Really? Today? Yeah, but did you hear about Japanese? The prime minister stepped down because he's ill.
That's weird.
Nobody knows what he's ill of. Do we even know how Robert Trump died?
Guys, we only get our information from the media, so no.
Yeah, but Trump would at least tell us. I would think. Yep, tear gas is pouring in right now. And I believe that's Portland. I won't be able to find the range that will let me shoot it. Dude, Hicks, just buy one, dude. Buy an AR, and there's a range that... Most ranges let you shoot it AR. You leaving, Kristen?
I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm going to pee.
Oh, she's got to pee. Let's see. Yeah, Hicks, join a gun club. Gun clubs, I mean, a couple of my gun clubs cost like $400 to $500 a year. So it's I mean, you got the money, I guess, right? Yeah. Dude, these protests are still marching. March. It's not gonna get us anywhere. Stefan, you just bought a Glock. Nice. How'd you get a fucking Glock and during a pandemic, dude? I cannot find. My gun stores do not sell Glocks right now. They got all these cheap guns. Yeah, but a gun comes out. You know what, Hicks? I would think if I were you, I wouldn't even get an AR. I would just get a pistol, dude. Be honest with you, there's I don't know. AR. I mean, yeah, I think ARs are fun. Dang, Jason, wait. You got a Glock 19? Dang. The Glock your FMK? You can switch your parts with the Glock 19. Wait, you found a Glock 19 at a pawn store? Oh, that's right. We can buy guns. Yeah, but they're used. They're used guns.
That's what.
See, I don't want to buy a gun from another store far away, then ship it here. It just costs more money, doesn't it?
No.
No? So if I bought a gun from a store in Utah and they shipped it here, there's got to be some fee for that store to make, because why else would they do the service?
No, if they're California compliant, no, they're just it's just a transfer.
Yeah, but someone told me that I could get a SIG 365 and get it shipped here.
To the gun store that I'm getting it from.
And a 365 is illegal to sell in California to a citizen.
Yeah, then it means it's California. It's not California compliant. It has to be California compliant.
Yes, I know, but other gun people tell me that I can get it by someone else buying it in another state. I don't know what.
They can buy it in another state and then they can sign it over to you. However,
Right. How do I get it?
the paperwork on that, I think you need to be in the state. Like you need to have a state ID within whatever the transfer is. But actually, I don't know, because my friend just he sold one of his guns to his dad, I think, who lives here, and he lives in Utah. So actually, it must have been I would assume he wouldn't transfer a non-compliant gun.
Right.
But most people who have guns here, like they have one registered and then the rest they don't. So
No, yeah. Well.
I mean,
Someone last night they were telling me to print my gun.
so what?
Buy a printer and print my gun.
Yeah, what's up with the printing thing? How does that even work?
I don't know, but they're like, you can print whatever gun you want and then buy the parts for it to put it together. I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I want to. I don't even know if I would trust that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
With this hard plastic.
Sell guns all the time, yeah. That's true. There's a huge market for this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Prints polymer lower. Okay. That's true. Revolver doesn't leave casings behind. That is a good thing to
Yeah.
have.
it's true. Why am I really annoying?
Huh?
Why am I really annoying? This girl says I'm really annoying.
Lala. She could be a liberal. Who knows? That's not nice, Lala. You just
I'm so confused. Who is this person?
who?
Lala.
She's your friend.
Oh, especially if he's on drugs. Like meth is known for giving people super strength. And hello, there's no body cam footage because the cops don't have body cams. So we ain't gonna see no body cam footage. Okay.
You really don't know anything about this case? What are you talking about? What case?
I don't. What is happening? Who is this person?
I don't know. She's talking about something. We're talking about guns right now. She's talking about some case.
Her face is terrifying. Can you please walk her? Her face she looks like an axe murderer. Like honestly.
I'll give you 5 seconds to respond, Lala, and you're gone. 5, 4, 3, 2. Goodbye, Lala. Dang, Lala's gone.
Good God. She was like commenting on something that happened an hour ago. I don't know which.
She said, I think Kristen is the mark of the beast.
I wish I would get rid of a lot of people.
Wow. You are the mark of the beast this whole fucking time.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Like, listen, I just think that we all need to like give it a beat with Jacob and see like as more information comes forward and then kind of put it all, lay it all out. I just think
Regardless, Kristen, even whatever happens, the cop was wrong. Let the punishment be on the cop, not on us people. Why terrorize the whole country for a bad cop? Like, he's a bad cop. He's one of the bad apples. Get rid of him.
Here's the thing. So, does anyone remember the show Cops? Like, things like this have been going on for a really long time. It's just that, the race bait war, it was the perfect storm, right? You have COVID, you have the race bait war, and all these things that are really just centered and politicized around the election. Bad cops does not speak for all cops, and I get it, because the purpose of that was to divide the country, and it did, and it did.
And it's going to, and it's going to keep doing it more every single day, and there's going to be more killings.
And I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, Stephen, I do remember. Stacks of bricks were placed in strategic locations, and they were waiting for an incident to kick off the riots. You're right. This is my point. Like, I will never discount what it is that's happening in these incidents that are happening.
Yep.
They're definitely happening for a reason, and nothing's a coincidence. So, yep, Stephen, it was planned and coordinated across multiple cities, and the riots all kicked off virtually simultaneously. Exactly. And the fact that the majority of people don't look at that stuff and they just get caught in up in the politics of it, and the black and white thing, and the reactionary, let's burn everything down, let's take down the statues, let's take down Aunt Jemima. Like, no one's thinking clearly. No one's actually like, wait a minute, why are these things happening, and who's behind? No one even questions who's behind all of this. They're like,
they think it's natural.
It's white people. It's white people being racist. It's like, most, if not all, white people are not racist. Like, in this country, we've been coexisting and living with different ethnicities and colors since the dawn of America.
Yeah, and you've done so much for that community.
Black men, but I just don't want to. I do.
Tell me why. How come?
Racist? Like, what? My ex-boyfriend was that.
Oh yeah, we should talk about him.
No, but it's like, you can't even like argue things, because then all of a sudden you're a racist. I'm like, what?
No, it's getting so dumb. What do you think about the whole thing of like, don't even talk about it? Racism. That would make it go away.
I just like.
That's what Morgan Freeman said.
I mean, I don't.
Like, how we oppress. We're both. I'm an actor, and you're the lead.
Yeah, I saw that clip. I thought that clip was really great, really spot. Yeah. Where he was like, he basically like questioned Morgan Freeman about racism, and he was like, I mean, I don't feel like I'm being oppressed. Like, yeah, exactly.
I don't know, the BLM website, just that alone should mark them for who they are.
Playa Slaya, BLM was rebranded by Antifa and funded by George. You're correct. Black Lives Matter has generated hundreds of millions of dollars. Actually, Black Lives Matter is the most oppressive thing to Black people in this country, because it's literally riding on the fact that, first of all, it's run by white people, which is, I don't even understand. Like, it was literally founded and run by white liberals, who have generated so much money and literally have,
none of the money goes to them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do we actually know what Black Lives Matter as an entity has actually done for the Black community? Because most Black communities, especially in impoverished cities, are really against. I mean, you don't see Black Lives Matter ever in the hood trying to do shit.
No, and if they were doing things, they would raise a way more money than $5 billion. I mean, $5 billion's a lot, but they would raise so much more money if they were like, "Hey guys, we're raising money for BLM. We're gonna give money to the school for black." But I still think all that crap is racist. Like all black schools, all black this, all black that. Isn't that racist just in itself?
Yeah, I just like I don't understand it. I really like and then like white shaming, like shaming white people about white privilege, like where did
Yeah.
like it's like now white people are feeling ashamed and having to like submit and apologize. I'm like, what are you like, what's everyone apologizing about? Like, who's racist? Like, where is this even coming from? Like, I don't, it's just wild what the media has done and infiltrated in people's minds. Like, it's really wild.
Okay, well, overlook the footage and then determine that.
Uh-oh.
Me crazy,
Me crazy Lala came back.
God, her face is.
How did Lala get back in here? She's got a new channel. She's crazy. She's got 2 channels now. Yo, Lala, just keep it cool, will ya?
Yeah, the white guilt is strong. I mean, people are like apologizing. They're like doing videos where like,
Oh yeah, they're kissing the.
for any time I was being white.
Did you see that guy where he's like, hey, if you did you ever see that guy like he's driving a car and he's like, hey, if you have time, make sure you buy lunch for a black person.
Yeah, like the whole like support. It's like, what were you doing before?
And then like there was one where they're like, give.
People before, like you weren't buying from black owners or black. Like I don't get it.
Now you see on Yelp, you'll see black owned business on Yelp.
Which like my question is,
Who was looking for that before?
I just why wouldn't you support them before? Like why did it take? Why is it a thing now? Like.
Well, it's either to increase it or I think it's going to decrease it when it says black-owned business. Because now people are just so fed up with this BLM movement, they're not even going to deal with it.
I understand it. I think it's great. But what about the black people who don't have businesses and they're living on the streets and who are in drugs and in gangs and killing each other and can't afford
Right.
Like, what about those black people? Like, do we want to support those black people and maybe give them opportunities, or do we just want to focus on like, here, spend all your money here, because they're black, but like no one's talking about like the black homeless and black,
And Planned Parenthood, which there's a big protest tomorrow in Modesta, California, at a Planned Parenthood. Proud Boys are going to be there. It's going to be a big charade. Or a big brawl, maybe.
A lot of the problem is coming from the white BLM allies. So there are, for them, only 2 positions for whites, either privilege or becoming BLM. That's great point. I apologize for being native, black, and white because I'm all mixed up. Okay.
That's Lala for you.
There we go.
I don't know what is happening.
Getting more organized. I like to see it. Like to see people.
Yeah, I liked Katie's comment there. That's spot on. Because, I mean, now it's like you see people who in rural America like making videos, TikToks, that they're sorry for being white.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you see these celebrities that are like, did you see that they did like a montage? It was like
I've been watching the montages of the Cardi B.
apologized.
I've been watching the montages of Cardi B, the WAP video, or you know what I'm talking about? WAP, wet ass pussy.
Oh yeah.
That's the only montages I've been watching. Pretty bad. I only watch because it's bad. I don't want to see it. It's awful, but
I can't believe the whole nation is like totally distracted by that.
I can't believe Cardi B interviewed Biden and then she drops that song like a week later. It's like perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
And why would Biden even talk to someone that talks like that? Oh, I can't wait for Biden to come into California. If he does, I'm going to try to interview him as fucking CNN. Fuck you, CNN. I'm going to do it. Maybe not. Maybe not CNN. Maybe NBC or Fox or someone safe.
You think so?
If he comes into town, I'm going to. Definitely Trump. I'm definitely going to try to interview him.
I don't know.
But Bernie would have been easy because he was always coming to California. Kamala Harris, she was comma. It's comma, like a comma. Kamala. Kamala. But I call her Camel Toe Harris. We interviewed her, but it seemed so staged when we interviewed her. It was weird.
Yeah? How come?
Because she had like one person from some high school asking her a question, one person from some organization. Like it seemed all staged, and then there was like three of us, independent guys, and me dressed up as NBC. Like she wouldn't talk to us. It was crazy. But we got one question in. It's all right.
Well, I don't really know.
I know.
I really feel like it's going to be stalled and not even a real election.
You think it's going to stall? You think we're not going to have results November 4th?
I do.
Yeah, so do I. My wife is back to 50% that JFK is alive right now.
Wow, no way, really?
She's back up from 10%. Yep, now she's 50%. She's got real high hope that that's going to be the Trump card. And
Really? And your wife is smart. She's a smart girl. So
well, she knows it's a crazy idea, but she's 50%.
yeah,
wow. Playa Slayer's at 85. Huh. What?
pretty. That's a lot. I mean,
She was at 95 on the 4th of July. And she went back to 10.
Really?
Yeah. 95. Oh, yeah, she joined a group on Facebook about JFK. This Q group about JFK, and all these people are like, JFK is coming alive, JFK is alive. Look at this picture. If you look at this picture, you'll see last night there was 17 flags on each side of Donald Trump.
wow.
17 American flags on each side. There was one on the right side, there were 17 flags, and on the left side.
That's the number, huh?
That was a hoodwink from Donald Trump last night. That was interesting. Yeah, she did. Tulsi Gabbard did destroy Camel Toe Harris in the debates. And she destroyed Biden, too, I believe. Oh, no. Kamala destroyed Biden in the debates, and now they're best friends. I don't think Biden will make it to election. I'm going to predict that.
I think they're gonna do the switcheroo.
Who do you think is going to slip in? You think Kamala will become the president?
She can't be president. She's only a Native American. She's not a natural-born citizen. She's a native citizen.
Whoa. They can't make her become president?
No, she can't. You can
Yeah,
only...
but if Biden dies?
Doesn't matter. She can't be president.
Really?
Yeah.
But she was running for president.
Doesn't matter. There's something in the Constitution.
No. She was running for president. Don't you remember? She was running. She was...
She can't be president.
Well, she was running for president. Why didn't that come up then?
Because she's not... she can't be president. You can still run. I can run. You can still run.
Obama became president, and he wasn't even born here.
Yeah, I think that's going to come out in the Obamagate stuff. I think it's going to come out. I
don't know. When his own brother's saying it, it's kind of like, maybe he's telling the truth. Kamala was born in the United States. She was born in California. Yeah, but wasn't she an anchor baby?
She's an anchor baby. There's a difference between a natural born citizen and a native. So because her parents weren't citizens, she is not a natural citizen. She's a native citizen.
Do we agree with adultery? What? Who agrees with that? No, we don't. She's a real Indian, not a native, right? Yep.
Yeah, but her parents were not, they were residents or whatever. They were not born here.
Well, regardless, she's not going to become president anyway, so I don't know why we're going down that railroad of hell.
Yeah, you have to be a natural born citizen in order to be the president of the United States per the Constitution. I don't know where it is in the Constitution or whatever, but I know.
Ricardo's saying it doesn't matter. I think he's right. I think she can become president, or else she would have never ran to become president.
No,
It doesn't make any, Kristen, it doesn't make any sense. Why would she run and waste her time if she can't be president? It doesn't make any sense.
you have to be a natural born citizen. I'm telling you.
So her parents, no, we don't, her parents weren't citizens of America, correct? At the time of birth?
Correct.
Her mother's from India and her father's from Jamaica, but Harris was born in Oakland, California.
Correct.
Right. So that's an anchor baby.
Native citizen, not a natural born.
All right. Ricardo says he was born in New York. What does that mean, Ricardo? I can be president. Yep, you can be. Dude, imagine just yelling at cops right in front of their face and saying that they're racist. Just how stupid do you have to be? We know Epstein didn't kill himself. Ricardo says it doesn't matter. My parents were not U.S. born, so Ricardo might know. But Ricardo for president. That's what Andrew Jackson has a. I thought Andrew Jackson was dead. My parents weren't born in the U.S. I know. All right, Ricardo says he could become president if his parents. So wait a minute. Yeah, that makes sense because you have to be born in the U.S. to become a president. It's not this whole anchor baby thing.
It has to do because her parents weren't citizens. Something.
Listen, if it was true of what you're saying, Trump would be on that right now, be preaching it all.
Immigrants here, they weren't actual citizens yet when they had her. So like, I guess down the road, I just remember reading that. I mean, maybe it's changed or like her dad because he became a citizen or something. I just remember it being that her parents were immigrants and not citizens.
Well, it doesn't. Regardless, Trump would be on her ass if that was true.
Probably, maybe.
So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it, guys. Trump's gonna be your president another 4 more years, and then who do you think is gonna run? Don Jr., Ivanka? I don't think Eric would. I don't think Pence would.
Maybe. I guess you're right then.
T-Bone's in the house.
Parents weren't citizens.
I was born here. I'll be president when I'm old enough. Yeah. I'll be president when I'm like, I'm going to think I might run when I'm like 65. I think that's a good age to become president. Unless my wife makes me move to the Philippines. Maybe I'll be president in the Philippines. If that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's almost 10 o'clock. Are you going to bed? I think I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
I got a long day today. Me and Alberto got to shoot all day long. So let's say good night, everybody. This is Jess Weber for Weber's Way. Just so you guys know, make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps us out. Make sure you subscribe. I have 3 videos coming out on this channel every single day. Check out our Instagrams. Kristen, you want your Instagram plug? What's your Instagram? No? All right. Check out my Instagram at Weber's Way Films on IG, Weber's Way 33 on Twitter. Check it out. New content every single day. It's all about Trump rallies, Trump protests. You should check out the one where we arrested a BLM member. That was interesting. That was crazy. Did you see that one? You don't go on my Instagram, do you, Kristen?
Talk to your. What do you mean? Talk to the crowd.
I'm talking to you. I'm asking you. You don't look at my videos, do you?
Not.
All right. See you later, guys. Have a good night. Take it easy, Ricardo. Me Crazy Lala, KD 2020, Axel, Playa, Slaya, Ricardo, Curtis, 32, James, Veteran, Steven.
Guys.
Have a great night and a good